are listening to the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast, where I talk about whatever the hell I want, but mostly League of Legends and a bit of Minecraft.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is ColbyCheeZe, and it is May 14th, 2011. You're listening to the 10th episode of the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast. And got a little bit of stuff to talk to you about. We just had a release of a new champion, a new patch came out, and also some news, which is probably the most exciting news I've heard all freaking year, or maybe in the last couple years, I don't know. Anyways, let's just go right into it. If you want to look at the topics, check the description down below, and there's going to be timestamps for you there. All right, so this week, Vayne, the brand new champion coming out, and, well, I was immediately blown away by this new champion design, and I knew that I had to get her. So once again, this is the second champion I've actually bought with Riot points instead of just saving up my IP for her, and it got me a little skin as well. And I have to say, she's definitely one of the most entertaining champions to play that I've had a chance to experience so far. I've been reading a lot of the discussion on the forums as well. A lot of people are saying that she's OP, but at the same time, there's a lot of people saying that she's balanced. What do you guys think? That's kind of the interesting thing, because since there is so much QQ on the thread, I almost feel like that Riot's just gonna cave and nerf her to oblivion and make her not fun to play any longer because she has been changed so much. But at the same time, there's actually a poll that someone did, and they said, do you think that Vayne is OP, or do you think that she needs a nerf? And actually, most of the responses are saying that she's balanced and to leave her where she's at. But there was it's fairly close, probably about 20% less people think that she is OP and needs a nerf. So, I don't know. They may tweak her early game. I think if they're actually going to change Vayne, they should probably give her a little bit more scaling into the late game and, tweak her down on her early game a little bit. I believe that's probably where most of the QQ revolves around, because right now she's just a really good pub stomp champion. But the thing is, and if you watch my first look video on her, I did mention that she is very susceptible to being CC'd and silenced, whatever, that sort of thing. Any kind of crowd control pretty much shuts her down. She's got decent range and she can chase like a boss, but she is very squishy, and you have to definitely watch out for that. So, anyways, there was some other stuff that came out in the patch notes, which is kind of interesting. They've introduced to the game a new concept, which is called tenacity. So I wanted to talk about that. And so I guess the idea is that Riot wants to open up some more itemization options. In other words, with Merc treads, you tend to see a lot of people feel like they're almost forced into buying Merc treads most games instead of the other boots options, due to the fact that the Merc treads were the only way to reduce the amount of crowd control on you. So what they did was they actually buffed Merc treads from 25% up to 35%. At least I think it was a buff. I'm pretty sure it was 25% before. And then they introduced 3 other items that you can build for around 1,200 gold that actually have what's called tenacity on them, of amount of 25%, which will reduce the crowd control. Now, these amounts don't stack. However, you can multiply them by your champion's ability to reduce crowd control if you are playing one, such as Aurelia, and that sort of thing. And that'll give you a more even more crowd control reduction now with that improved Merc treads. But the new items are pretty cool. I can see a few people who'd use them in certain situations. I've tried that out on Vayne. It did delay my build a little bit to get that, because with Vayne I like those cooldown reduction boots to make me, with the blue buff, I'll have the 1.2 second cooldown on my roll ability. Anyhow, with the tenacity items, you get a couple of stats. So there's one with attack damage and critical. There's another one with ability power, and then there's another one that builds out of the Philosopher's Stone, and it gives you quite a bit of regeneration. So it's kind of a neat idea overall that you can kind of turn your Philosopher's Stone into that tenacity item if you don't want to build it into one of the other options that the Philosopher's Stone does build into. So anyhow. Pretty cool overall. They did a couple of tweaks to Gangplank again, trying to make him a little bit more balanced. He was pretty underpowered there. I haven't seen him too much, so kind of keep an eye out there. Hopefully they keep tweaking that and get him where he needs to be, because that was a huge change to him that they did the patch before this one, where they removed a lot of the things that made Gangplank who he is, Jarvan, they're trying to tweak him down a little bit. Right now, I believe that if you're going to be playing a tanky DPS, Jarvan and feels like Rumble and also, Renekton are kind of the go-to tanky DPS champions at this point in time. And actually, I don't play any of those three. I play Blitzcrank quite a bit if I have to play a tanky DPS option, just due to the fact that I really enjoy his CC and speed and mobility aspect and that sort of thing. Jax, as they gave him, I don't know if this is a huge buff or not. I did play against a couple of Jaxes that just wrecked completely lately. So I don't know if this was why, but basically Leap Strike no longer locks Jax, allowing him to cast spells when he's leaping. I'm guessing that means that like while you're in mid leap, you can hit him with one of your other abilities. I've actually never played Jax, but I played with a friend and he got completely fed and was just like 1v2ing their team. I played against the Jax and ranked as Scion and fed him like 3 kills early game. I wasn't expecting it because he would jump on me and my shield would be instantly gone. There's no way I could have used my shield against him, so I just wasn't expecting it. We ended up winning anyways, but oh well. And so I don't know if you guys play Jax out there. Is that a huge change to him? Maybe someone should let me know, because I don't really know. It sounds pretty good though. I guess that's one of his issues, is that he has trouble sticking to targets, and possibly that little change right there allows him to get in that extra DPS before he runs back or chases some more or whatever. Let's see. They did some stuff with Karthus as well. They reduced his duration of his ultimate. He still seems pretty fine. Sorry, not his ultimate. His passive, where he stays alive after you kill him, and he can do a couple of spells. Reduced the scaling on his ultimate a little bit. I think he's still pretty much a top pick if you're good with him. So not huge change there, but they are doing some slight tweaks. Good thing they're not just going, full-on nerf hammer or anything, because that would be annoying. Couple of other changes to other champions, not a big deal. They changed Nocturne down a little bit. Cool thing right now, I actually, if you've seen my Nocturne guide, you know that I really love playing Nocturne. And generally, he's a 100% banned from all ranked games. However, now that this new champion is out, I've been seeing that champion banned, and they're leaving Nocturne open. So that's awesome. I'm starting to get to play some of the champions that I actually like playing, which tend to get banned quite a bit. They did buff Shin's damage if you just build health. Otherwise, you don't get a damage buff, since a lot of Shins actually build armor. But they kind of added an extra option to Shin. Now you can go more damage Shin rather than more tanky tower dive Shin, whatever. I still don't like Shin. He's annoying. Very hard to deal with. Anyhow, that's pretty much it as far as the changes. I mean, there's a lot of other small things here and there, but those were the things that mattered to me and I felt like talking about, so whatever. I'll put a link to the patch notes if you want to read them in detail, so not a big deal there. Alrighty, moving on though, I found this article from PC Gamer, and I thought it was kind of interesting. He's actually talking about how Riot Games was regretting the decision to even announce Magma Chamber, saying, that this is kind of a long article, but that's kind of the main part of the article, is that they're like, we probably should not have announced Magma Chamber so early, and that, everyone's always like, when's Magma Chamber coming out? And I understand that. So they realized that it wasn't so easy to design a new map that would be fun and that sort of thing, especially with the balance concerns and issues of that nature. But, for those of you wondering, Magma Chamber is actually not going to be released until after their whole quote-unquote shiny update, which they're updating all the graphics in League of Legends to, I guess, be shinier, or looks like everything's made of rubber now. But I don't know. I'm sure they made a lot of changes since I've last seen it. From what I hear, I think I read a forum post a while back that was talking about, yeah, we made some changes, and it's actually looking really good and getting closer to completion. So hopefully the the shiny update will be pretty sweet. I'm actually looking forward to that. And then they're also saying in this article, though, they're saying, oh yeah, our most successful champion has been, or at least lately this year has been Caitlyn. And I was like, what? Caitlyn? Are you serious? Like, I mean, she's fun to play, but it's just, how is that your most successful champion? I don't know if they're talking about like in cells or like they feel like it's the most well-designed character or something like, I don't know. I thought that was weird, but you can check out the article if you want. That's pretty much all it talks about is, Magma Chamber and then the champion release and their success and stuff like that. So, whatever. That's pretty much all that I have for League of Legends for the moment. Other than a couple of other things I'm working on. I hate telling you guys stuff that I am working on because I'm always really slow about getting stuff out. And you're like, when you doing this and when you doing that? Just kind of like Magma Chamber. They announced it so long ago and it's still not out. But I don't know. I guess I will give you guys kind of a heads up. I asked in a previous podcast if you guys would like to see, some videos centered around helping new players and stuff. And I've been brainstorming some ideas for quite a while and getting some outlines together. And I think I will be starting a new series fairly soon if I can get around to it. And I'm thinking of calling it something like Summoner School. And essentially it's going to be episodic format. I'm going to be going over a lot of different topics. Basically, anyone beginner to intermediate would probably find it useful. And maybe I'm going to see where it goes. I'm going to do a couple of episodes. I may even bring on some guests of higher elo people. I don't know. I'm still working it out in my head. But those are just my ideas. I just, I'd like to kind of throw stuff out there and let you guys know what I'm working on or at least thinking about. So other than that, I've got other champion guides in the works as well. Those will come when I'm done with them, I guess. So TM, right? Soon, TM. For those of you looking for some more League of Legends podcast type stuff, I was on the All MIA podcast. So if you want to check that out, go to allmiapodcast.com and check me out, and I will be on there. Anyways, moving on though, outside of League of Legends news, this is probably the most exciting news that I've heard, excuse me, in a really long time, and this news has to do with Diablo 3. Back in the day, Diablo 2 was my love passion, man. I played Diablo 2 all the time. I would get up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, get on my Barbarian and start whirlwinding around, trying to find cool items and stuff like that. The expansion came out. Remember doing bell runs all day on my Blizzard Sorceress. Oh man, good times, good days. I would on the weekends with my friends, we would start new characters and see how high we can get by the end of the day. It was kind of like a little challenge for us. I'd start, we'd carry ourselves all the way up and start doing cow runs. If you guys remember the secret cow level, we'd do cow runs and get massive XP that way. And I think my record, I don't know, I got to like level 70 in a day. It was freaking awesome. But yeah, we used to do all kinds of stuff like that. So, of course, Diablo 3 I've been looking forward to for so damn long. And just recently they did announce that the beta is going to be coming out very soon, and I believe sometime in quarter 3 they call it, so that's calendar month. So pretty much in the middle of the summer, we should see a announcement for the release of the Diablo 3 beta. Hopefully I can get into that beta because I would love to do some coverage on it and kind of give you guys my initial impressions on it and obviously just play it. Oh yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of news around that. So they're saying that they're going for a release of this year of the actual game itself. Probably going to be released just before Christmas or November, December, in that range somewhere. Super excited. Definitely going to be playing a lot of Diablo 3 when it comes out. So excuse me, I got kind of a sore throat lately, but just pushing on, man. Gonna keep sending you guys these podcasts. I did promise you guys that I'd be doing them more often. And anyhow, they also, I just found this today. There's a, let's see. There's a link here I found, and basically this has a lot of Diablo 3 news. It's kind of a, I guess, DiabloWiki.net, and you can kind of read it here. I'm going to put this in my description as well, and it kind of gives basically a compilation of blue posts as well as some more information that people are aware of, and I'm sure they're going to keep this updated. It's probably going to be a pretty good resource for Diablo 3. It's got some stuff for Diablo 2 as well, so pretty cool little link there. I've looked through some of it and I liked it. I wanted to share it with you guys in case you wanted to, you know, get whatever small amount of information that you can currently find on Diablo 3. Any kind of news to me is good news on Diablo 3. And just this morning, I actually found this. They announced the followers. They're actually going to have these followers. If you remember mercenaries from Diablo 3, or sorry, from Diablo 2, where they'd follow you around and you can put items on them and stuff like that. Well, essentially, it's going to be the same thing in Diablo 3. However, you cannot use them in multiplayer apparently, which seems kind of weird, but oh well. I mean, apparently they're going to be talking to you and have a lot of commentary and things like that. So I guess they just didn't want to disrupt the multiplayer experience with all these little dudes running around, which is kind of weird. I don't know. They announced that you could only have 4 people in a party now rather than 8. So that kind of sucks. I used to remember playing with 8 people and we run around and kill everything real fast. It was kind of fun. But I'm sure that it'll be fun enough with just 4 people. I don't have that many friends anyways. Alright, whatever. So, Diablo 3 news, there you go. You can check it out. They actually have a video of these little mercenaries, or followers, you could say, in action. And if you want to check them out, go ahead. So, moving on from League of Legends and Diablo 3, my 2 favorite things in the world right now, I found some really cool other links in the gaming area this past week. And so let's go over those. Check this video out here. I've actually seen this guy's videos a while back. I used to watch a lot of his, he does all these little custom modifications to everyday objects, and he likes to play with lasers and things like that. And what he did was he actually created a laser beam shooting plasma cutter, you know, from Dead Space 2. And basically he, you know, you can watch the video as I'm showing it here, but the laser is just a really high powered, I guess, cutting laser or something like that. It's just a really strong laser, and you can pop balloons and light matches with it. Pretty freaking cool, actually. So check this guy out. He does a lot of really cool videos on this stuff. He's not necessarily all gaming related stuff. It's just really cool modifications, and this one ended up being gaming related. I thought it was really cool since it was kind of a Dead Space 2 mod. So pretty neat overall. And speaking of modifications, I'm always a big fan of great artwork and different, you know, creative things that other people are doing out there. And so when I came across this one link here, it really blew me away. It's actually a guy's MacBook Pro that he modded out with the artwork of Samus Aran. And he did something where he cut out parts of the notebook where the light would show through, you know, where the Apple logo usually had the light. And that's going to be the light for her armor. And you can kind of check it out in these pictures. But I think that's probably the coolest freaking modification I've ever seen. I can only imagine how much it would charge if he did that for other people. But I definitely have to give this guy props. That's really freaking cool. If I had a MacBook Pro, I would definitely want that on my MacBook Pro. So I can be, you know, a cool nerd that had a sexy Samus Aran with blue light up armor on it. Yeah, pretty cool stuff overall though. The last thing that I have to show you guys this week is this is it's an 11-minute video, which is essentially a hacked Super Mario World in which this guy, I guess this is probably some Japanese, Chinese, I don't know, I can't read the text, so it's some kind of Asian lettering, but this guy hacked Super Mario World, and it's essentially a song. He put some techno music in the background, and all of the game elements make noises as he like flies through these levels, and it's easier to just show you. So let's check this out really quick. Yep. So that actually goes on for about 11 minutes. And if you can watch that whole thing, you're a baller. But yeah, man, that was actually a really cool video. I can only just imagine how much hard work went into creating all of those levels and syncing up all of the sounds with an 11-minute video. Holy crap. So yeah, definitely impressive. I have to give this guy props. Whoever made this must have spent a lot of time and a lot of effort getting this perfect, and I definitely enjoyed it. So anyways, how was y'all's weeks? That's pretty much all I've got for you this week, other than all of my normal commentaries that I'll be doing this Saturday, and other guides that I have coming out shortly, and my new series. So definitely subscribe if you haven't. I don't know why you wouldn't. But I'll be doing more of these in the future. Let me know what you would like to see on future podcasts. Should I do some, this is my 10th episode. Should I do some interviews or something like that? I was actually thinking of doing some stuff like that. I do want to keep them fairly short, under 30 minutes or so. But I wouldn't mind bringing some people on occasionally and just kind of mixing things up a bit. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and if you have anything else you want to comment on, definitely leave it down below. But other than that, peace out, guys. I'm ColbyCheeZe, and I'll see you guys around for the next one.